pilgrim pants keep falling down? Why? Because his belt and his buckles on his hat. Why did the turkey cross the road? Why? Because it was his day off. It was the chicken's day off. I was at Hy-Vee and I heard this lady, she was cheesing a turkey. It was like a 14-pounder and she's feeling it up, you know, and a 16-pounder and she's looking at it on the counter, you know, and an 18-pounder. And then finally she asked the guy behind the counter, she says, do these come any bigger? And the guy behind the counter said, no ma'am, they're already dead. So, my other joke is for Thanksgiving is that if the Pilgrims had killed a wildcat or a, I don't know, like a bobcat or something, imagine we'd all be eating pussy on Thanksgiving. But rehashing a little bit of Thanksgiving and going like that. Last week, or actually 2 weeks ago, I was, for the very first time, I was on YouTube. And for the first time on YouTube, I wasn't on there because I had some kind of accident or, you know, some failure or something. A friend of mine actually recorded the video, put it on YouTube, and I thought this was so cool, man. You know, for the first time I'm on YouTube, you know, and so I go to the site and I check it out, you know, and sure enough, I'm on YouTube, you know, and my computer's not very fast, I kept stopping, but I had to look at how many hits I had. I had 11 hits. I thought that was cool. I really did 11 hits, man. Then I realized I had 10 of them. That's terrible. Speaking of acting, well, another thing everybody told me about it, I look like a 7th grade science teacher. So, well, what's up with the white shirt and tie and everything? You know, you look like a 7th grade science teacher. So, as I was looking around, I realized that for the first time I'm on YouTube, and it's not an accident. And I've had plenty of accidents. My wife was reminding me of how many times I've had accidents. And, I actually hit a parked train. One time I shot myself. Yeah, I shot myself in my penis and hit my leg there. That was 5 weeks after I got my finger off. Yeah, so it was terrible. Which, this is not really a bad thing because you get to do a lot of cool things with this, you know, like this, or like that, or you can tell your friends, meet me there at 1:30. Or like, you know, you can tell some other people, you know, your other friends there like this, and, you know, how did you do that? I just crossed your legs. Sorry. And then, of course, you know, you can do all kinds of crazy things with that. But getting back to the part about actually shooting myself, this is a true story. And I actually didn't shoot myself. And a friend of mine, it's kind of like on the Bob and Tom show where they talk about, you know, what was the thing that was doing so loud? We were out there drinking. Well, it's true. We were out there drinking, and I had a .22 pistol, and we were like shooting at the fence line, and we were just shooting away, you know, and knocking the cans off and everything like that. And a friend of mine next to me, he had a rifle in his jam, and it fell on the ground, and I was still shooting away, you know. He bends over, picks up his shell, and just about the time I was ready to shoot him, I dropped the gun. I saw his head. I wasn't going to shoot him in the head. I dropped the gun, and the gun flipped around my finger, shot myself in the penis, and right through my leg. True story. Nobody believed me. Nobody believed me. I shot myself. I really did. Oh, God, you're so fucking funny, man. I had to pull my pants down and show them that I shot myself. They go, oh, my God, he shot himself. So everybody just scurrying around like that. We jump in a friend of mine's car, and we go on down into the car, and I just got cold, so everybody started rolling up the windows, and we got real warm. And then I got hot, and everybody started rolling down the windows, you know. And it was just like this the whole way. It was like, we was only like about 10 miles away from the hospital, but it seemed like it took 30 minutes. So finally I get there, and the first you in a wheelchair, and that first thing that they do is the nurse comes out, puts it up like this on your arm, and bam! Oh, man, it's like, whoo! My goodness, she says everything's coming to me, just like awesome. Everything feels good. And finally the doctor looks at me and he goes, "What? You again?" He's the guy that did my finger, so. Dr. Warnbro, and I felt like a science project actually when the next day I was in the hospital or the doctor's office, and he comes in and goes, "Now guy, how in the hell did you do this? Shot yourself in the pants, for God's sakes. What the hell's going on?" So then he brings in his nurse practitioner and says, "Hey, you gotta see this." You know, and I got my pants down, hanging out, and I just said, "Wow, man, oh man, how in the hell did you do that?" You know, it's just unbelievable. And that is how I shot myself in the penis.